Did you know that the concept of prefabricated and modular building techniques started to become more rapidly used in the 19th century? Because of the introduction of new materials such as steel, cast iron, mass-produced glass, and also technological advancements that came from the Industrial Revolution, this concept was able to be achieved at much larger scales than previously. This allowed architectural boundaries to be pushed, playing a significant role in the modernist movement, which also paved the way for more sustainable practices in the future. John Wang discusses this in her Architizer article, A Brief History of Prefabricated Architecture. The modernist movement began in the late 19th century and continued through to the mid-20th century. It was a movement that happened within society and culture, which aimed to detach from the past and emphasized new ways of experimentation and expression. Joseph Paxton, born in 1803 in Woburn, Bedfordshire, England, was a landscape designer, architect, and engineer who specialized in designing glasshouses. In 1850, an open design competition was held by a committee employed by the royals for a temporary building that would house the Great Exhibition of the Works of Industry of All Nations in Hyde Park, London. This exhibition was held to showcase the latest innovations in the arts, science, and engineering, as well as display culturally significant objects from Britain and other nations. The design had to be economical and able to be assembled in time for the exhibition in 1851. The committee received 245 submissions in the first 3 weeks of the competition, but none deemed successful. Geely Merrin covers this in her Arch Daily article, Add Classics, The Crystal Palace / Joseph Paxton. It wasn't until after this that Joseph Paxton showed interest in the project and teamed up with the Fox and Henderson Company to win the competition with his design, Crystal Palace. The design consisted entirely of prefabricated parts, which were designed based on a grid principle, allowing for quick and easy assemblage on site, taking only 5 months to complete construction. The parts were made from materials such as cast iron, wood, and standard-sized glass sheets. Peter Gossel and Gabriel Luther touch on this in their book Architecture in the 20th Century. Paxton drew inspiration from previous glasshouses he had designed, but has also said that the giant leaves of the Victoria Amazonica water lily were also a key inspiration for the design. Geely Merrin states this in her Arch Daily article. After the exhibition had finished 6 months later, Crystal Palace was dismantled and rebuilt in Sydenham Hill in Upper Norwood, London, where it later tragically burnt down in 1936. Joseph Paxton's Crystal Palace paved the way for prefabricated construction going forward, and by many is considered to be the first true modern building in history because of its use of these innovative construction techniques, new materials, and the complete breakage from any classical design principles. For more information, look at the suggested references.